Buonasera, grazie Jenny per questa calorosa presentazione, but I will speak in English just to say good afternoon to all of you, to thank you very much for the opportunity to address our family group in the European Parliament. And I would begin just saying that I've been already more than 5 years the leader of the Romanian Social Democratic Party and 3 years as Prime Minister of the country. And all this time, which is a long time for the normal tradition of our party, I have constantly felt the support of our group in the European Parliament. I want to thank you, all of you, for being with us when I was the leader of the opposition, then Prime Minister, then winning election and losing election and changing the country, and I really want to thank you and to express my gratitude to all of you, the members of our political family representing us in the European Parliament. I will just briefly refer to 2 issues, and then of course if you have any questions or other topics, I would be very glad to answer myself or Rovana in her position as Chairman of the National Council of the party, but also Minister of Labour and Social Affairs and former member of the European Parliament. The first topic on which I would like to address you is that in the last 3 years, as leader of the government, I have proposed myself to prove that our ideological and most important fight is right, that austerity is not the only solution for an economy of the country. And I can tell you without presenting it as self-congratulation that in the last 3 years Romania has provided an economic growth of 3%, the average on the last 3 years, and this year is going to be the same. The unemployment is dropping to 6.5%, and even the public deficit. We inherited a 4.5 deficit, and last year it was 1.5. What is my point is that we can have social democratic and socialist government being really, really effective in the economy without cutting wages, without cutting salaries, without inflicting painful measures on the population, and especially the low-income part of the population. Unfortunately, Romania is still behind the average of the European Union. In 2012, it was the average income of a Romanian family was just 48% of the European average. Now it's around 60%, but you can imagine how long it's still the way to have a balanced society and a prosperous society. So my point was that not necessary austerity, not necessary cuts, not necessary a right conservative government to have a performant and competitive economy. And I think that we should continue to provide examples of governments, social democratic and socialist governments, which are doing important reforms, are having significant success in economy without applying the traditional austerity principles of the conservatives. And that's why I wish all my colleagues having challenges like myself, starting with, of course, with Matteo Renzi, but all the other prime ministers, success in proving this idea, which is fundamental for our political family. I will conclude this part with maybe one more bitter observation. Right now, in the European Council, we are 11 social democratic and socialist prime ministers and 11 EPP prime ministers. But nevertheless, in the European media, in the public opinion, it seems that it's still the EPP ruling everything in Europe. And I think that is the task of us, the leaders of the parties, prime ministers and you, members of the European Parliament, to prove to all our voters that we have an equal voice and an equal influence in taking the decisions in the European Union. And this is an important challenge, and I'm sure that we can do it. I'll give you a very, very small example, which might be very small, but it's significant. You know that last year our party and our group has won 16 out of the 32 seats which are allocated to Romania, so half of the seats. And then 3 other MEPs which are not members of the group, but they are signing with our colleagues, 19 MEPs out of 32, they want to make a minor change in the internal television channels. And the EPP, they said, yes, you are the majority, but you cannot change anything. Because as the EPP, we are a smaller Romanian delegation, but we are EPP. So that's why I think that we should use our force, the force that was given to us by our voters, and cooperating with all the other groups, but to show to our voters that we are fulfilling the promises and we are representing them and fighting for them. The second point, and I'll conclude my small presentation, would be about the regional situation and the regional experience. And I'm here, I have, of course, underlined that during my meetings with President Juncker, with President Schulz, and all the other European officials, that I understand and we understand that there are many other challenges and problems and issues unsolved yet. But we should not forget about the countries which are expecting from us, from Europe, to help them. And I will point out very clearly, you know, our closest neighbor is Moldova. And they are waiting for us, not only Romania, but Europe, to support them in their very difficult pro-European approach. Ukraine, but also Georgia, which is a small country on the other side of the Black Sea, they had the courage to sign the association agreement, and now they are waiting to see, are you really wanting us, or it was just a political game and nothing else? I have met very often my Serbian counterpart, Mr. Vučić, and I'm telling him that Serbia should do all the reforms and all the changes to be a member of the European Union. And he's asking me, but are you really decided to fulfill the promise that if we are doing all the changes, we will be part of the family? Albanian prime ministers, all the others. I still think that even confronted with all the daily issues and challenges, we should not forget that not helping our neighbors to follow the same path that all the former communist country followed in 2004 or 2007, like Romania and Bulgaria, they will be confronted with even more problems, and that will be even a worse situation for us as a European family. So that's why I took the opportunity to remember you that, yes, we are 28, yes, we still have a lot of issues to solve in the European Union, but we should never forget about other people who are looking to us and are expecting us to join the family. With this, I would conclude my presentation, my introductory remarks, and I will be very glad if you have any questions regarding these two topics or any other topic, and I'll be very happy myself or Rovana to answer to you. Thank you very much.